Morning. You can have a full face for a few seconds. I've prepared this board, but actually it was an old abstract painting I did and it was rubbish really. And let's put a light on, it's a bit dull today. I painted over it with a light red and I put a bit of black in the mix here, a good roughing down. You can still see what's underneath it, but if I paint fairly thickly over this, what I'm going to try to do is one I did years ago in an exhibition at London Bridge, Cotton's Atrium. If you can see that, I'll go up close. It's just a typical Essex, Norfolk type of view, flat land, trees on the horizon, but I think there's a little windmill in there somewhere. It's so small. This is pre-digital. And none of these are on my computer, they're just photographs, that's all I've got of that one. So I did just a little quick study to remind me that there's a windmill there. I did that in watercolour very, very quickly. It's totally out of the size. The windmill building itself is far too, it's far too splayed out at the bottom. But it's just a reminder of that there is a windmill in it. I'll just do an approximation of it. The board size is 18 inches by 12. It's a good landscape size. It was the painting was in this old cheap frame, so I'll put it back when I finish it. I'll probably do this one in two parts. I'm not sure, but anyway, my palette, my favourite palette, is still going. Look, it's still bearing up under the strain of all that painting. 3 weeks this has been going. White, vermilion, which I'm not going to use probably, light red, alizarin crimson, ultramarine, burnt sienna, black, raw sienna, and I'm using raw sienna because I don't know whether the yellow ochre has gone, and lemon yellow. So that's the basic palette, and a little knife because over here it's very thick, and you can see, and there's a line going across there when I did that with the painting. Might be able to break that up with a bit of knife painting. So, without more of ado, it's going to be a low horizon, well, about where that is, and I'll do a brightish sky. So let's just put in some sky colour, a bit of lemon, a bit of yellow ochre or raw sienna. I'm just putting some clouds. Whatever I put on here is going to change. It's just a guide. And that's the light on the horizon. It's getting a bit more ochre or sienna-y. Now the windmill, over here, I'm going to put a darker cloud over here because I want the windmill to show up the sails on the windmill, so I can get the counter change right. So let's just kill the canvas here. Now in the foreground there's some water, so just put that there as a reminder that we've got water in the sky. So far so good. Now we'll put a bit of cloud in. We'll start to build it up. Do this fairly quickly. Now I'm using ultramarine and alizarin for my clouds. That's not dark enough. That's a bit better. And this is the cloud coming up over the horizon. That do to superimpose my windmill on, fill in the gaps. I don't want too much of the red showing or any of the red showing through really. It's just a mid-tone and it obliterates what's underneath very quickly. And maybe a bit of light red in with the blue, just for a bit of a change. Add a bit of alizarin as well. We can put a bit of blue in as well if you want. why not? You can also use a bit of, I could use the KY jelly, or I can use a bit of varnish or PVA glue, same stuff. This is a slightly matte household varnish. Just thins things down, but not as much as water. Well, you can see how rough that is now. If it was easy to edit in, I would do more editing, and I could show you the photographs and bits of video, but it just takes so long to download onto the computer and then up it onto YouTube that it's just not worth the effort, really. So that's mainly why I work the way I do on the videos. Right, let's get some nice cloud here. Nothing to copy. The sky at the moment is totally overcast and raining. That's a bit of a, well, I'm thinking of a cloud colour here, but that's a bit too red. Right. I think I prefer the blue and the alizarin crimson for the sky, for the clouds. It dries so quick. Right, let's get some light back in the sky now. Blend in there. Now get some light on that on the top right hand sky. We can put some light in here. Just vary the intensity of the darkness of the cloud a bit. Right, now the nice lights again in the sky and the cloud. 3 colours, white, oh, 2 colours, white, red and sienna. Get some thick. Right, I don't see that's much wrong with that at the moment. Just. Right, well, I'll put some blue back in there. Clean my brush. It all helps to create a surface, especially when you're using the. I just got my PVA glue in here. It's quite diluted. I think it's straight out of the tin. It's just household acrylic varnish. Thing is keeping the palette fairly clean in the mixing area. In the not too distant future, I should be having a few days off. Going away with my trailer, my camping trailer, to Canterbury, and hopefully to get some reference material. I've got my watercolour kit ready. I've got a little bottle of water. Got my collapsible water pot. I've got my Rowney, I think Rowney. Very old this. Oh. Box of paints, topped up. I've got colours I don't use. I've got cobalt and I've got probably some olive green. I don't use them. Excuse me. I've got my light red, burnt umber, burnt sienna, raw sienna, lemon yellow, got some cadmium there, ultramarine and Payne's grey. That's about it really. So I'll leave that open for the tubes that I've squirted in to dry off. And I've got my little brush holder. Got my rigger, a number 10 and a number 6 I think in there. And pencil and a graphite stick, which I like to use. I prefer that maybe to the pencil. And I'll show you my little pad. I've used all sorts of pads in the past. This is just for sketching outdoors. I haven't done much in here really, but because you can do that with it, if it's a bound sketchbook, it's difficult to open out unless it's a ring binder. I've got a larger one of these, but this goes nicely in my carrying bag. So there we are, all fixed up to do a bit of watercolour painting or sketching anyway, on holiday on my few days off. I'll let that dry. Let's rough in some distance now. We'll select a brush. I prefer long haired brushes like this. So we'll just put in the summer trees, but we'll have them fairly dark on that horizon. Bit of blue, bit of green, bit of red. But on the blue side, just put them in a bit dark. This is another exercise in salt marsh. I'll just come down there. All the way across there. Leave a bit of a gap for the windmill and start going there. Not enough paint and been stingy. There's no need to be stingy with this, the paint's not that expensive. Blue, red and yellow. We'll start again. Get that straight. There's a bit of air in them. Just a basic bit more blue in the horizon. So a bit of distance. This is an exercise in painting salt marshes. So we'll just add a bit of shimmer in there. Dark and shadow in the tree areas. Nice thick. If you paint dark to start with, you can paint over it with the lights and you get your nice highlights. Right, that'll do for that. Now let's go in with some nice grassy areas. Bit of red in there as well, I think. Bit of white. I'm thinking of doing this as rough as I can, really. And with direct brush strokes. This brush is starting to get a bit thick in the ferrule here. I haven't cleaned it enough over the years. Now we'll have a bit of yellow in there. Break up the outline, or the monotony of the same colour. Just keep going across there. And we can have our lightest lights, really, the landscape on there. Where the grasses just catch the light. Now black is a great green colour. Let's get some of that in there. Just covering. Going uphill there. Didn't mean to go uphill there, so we're going to have to bring that down a little bit. Okay. Leave that. And I need some more whites. Oops. You see how thick the paint is underneath? See all the brush marks and all sorts. Right. Yeah. I will put some cloud shadows on some of this. Let's get that down there. A little bit of shadow in there. This is where your time goes doing all this. That's dry enough now. Look, I can just drag over that. Just reduce the intensity. Now we want some some cloud shadow. So let's mix up a bit of ultramarine, a bit of white, and then we can just put that in there. Just ordinary blue and alizarin. But I make it up as I go along. There are no rules really. What I do today, I might not do tomorrow. But it's trying to show this acreage here of all the salt marshes is quite a lot of painting. We're covering hundreds of acres here. Well, acres, lots of acres. And we can, against that we can put lights, nice lights. Just the tops of the grass is catching the light. Let's go back into the foreground now and get some nice dark. So this would be the bank of that stream or waterway. A lot of black in here. Don't worry about black and what they say about black, or it punches a hole in the painting. It doesn't. It's a great mixer with other colours. This is the base of the picture, so this will stop your eye from going out of the picture, hopefully. Right, let's get some on the brush. Well, that's dry enough. Let's go back with some grassy stuff. I'm going to put in some hedgerow type of it's no, long brush. Well, let's just use that then. I'll get that sky colour in there, in the bottom here. That's nice and thick, and I can drag the reflections down into that. Bit of blue. Grey. Okay. I'll let that cloth dry out. I'll get another piece of cloth. You do need plenty. My wife's old t-shirts. Where's my scissors? Hope she wasn't going to wear this again. Right, bear with me. Right, a couple of bits there. You can, to a certain extent, clean out the acrylic from the ferrules of your brush here by leaving them in soaking denatured alcohol, what we call methylated spirits. And let's put some, that's what I wanted to do there. Just a bit of interest there. Let's just check over that a little bit. Oops. We're just dragging the reflections into the water, but you've got to have your dark line across there because this is all shadow. Right, let's put in some green in now. There's only an impression of something going on there. That's a bit dry there. I mean wet. So I'll go there. Now I wonder what would happen if we started to use a bit of a... Oh. Right, let's see what we can do with that cloud while we're at it. I'll just put that there to cover the the thick underpainting. always a danger of overdoing this, but never mind. Right, let's just a little bit over across here. Right, now we've got a bit of grey on there. If that doesn't work, I'm looking at it in a second. I'll paint it in. Right, I'm going to more or less let that go. We can put a little bit of dark in there. Let's just put a bit of light on there. Okay. Right, while we're mucking about with this, let's put in the windmill. Be prepared to whip it out quickly, it doesn't go right. So, sort of an ochre-y light colour. Slightly grey. Right, we'll put it here. Be much lighter than that. Otherwise it won't show, will it? Got to remember the light is coming from the direction, but another brush I haven't cleaned properly. I was going to go out for a walk, but right. softening that there, a little bit, yeah. Sorry, I have to be a bit quiet when I'm doing this, because that is. Now, let's hope this actually works. Well, I'll do that dry for a bit and I'll work over the actual mill itself, because that's not showing up very well. I'll try to put it in darker rather than lighter, I think, because my grey at the bottom is a sort of a mid-tone. Okay, so let's concentrate on this area now. We want some nice light colours. A little bit yellow. Let's give it a brush. The grass is coming up into the landscape, or into the meadow. Some darker greens in there. Warmer colours over there. I'll do a bit of calligraphy with the rigger on there. Bringing some light back into the shadow area of the bank. Okay, rigger. just a shorthand of showing lots of grasses and reeds. Show some coming down as well in the reflection. This will help to make the landscape look further back, I hope. Well, this is just a simple view of walking by a river, by a stream in the country. View you'll see anywhere really. In the light, we just show reflections. Now there's some bits and pieces I want to just do. There's bit there, I want to put a bit of light in there, that's a bit muddy there, just change that. So let's get in nice in there. Some light back in these trees. Okay, just put in a bit more light across here. Just brighten that area up there, and the horizon. Put some grasses just catching the light. Okay. Well, I'm at it. I'll give it a signature. I'm obviously going to finish this one because it's not much I can do with it really now. I'll just have a little play with the windmill. And my little brush, it's hiding in there somewhere. There it is. Right, we'll make it slightly darker. Try and blend that. Alright, I'll just put a little bit of white back here. Right, windmill in a landscape. Let's put it in a frame.
we'll have a little look at it, see what we...
It always looks better in the front, of course. What I do, if you're working in oil, which takes a lot longer to dry, and you want to frame it, you can see here, I've put little panel pins. I put them in an angle, close up to the rebate here, and then just bend them over, and that has the effect of keeping your wet board or canvas off of the frame, so it doesn't stick in the frame. But be careful when you do that, because you don't want to ruin the frame. Right, well there we are, we've got a simple country scene, simple Essex, Norfolk, Suffolk, fairly flat landscape, it's going uphill a bit there, but that's okay because that's to be in keeping with the landscape. A windmill, a bit of painting knife over the rough area, which was the original painting, and a bit of, I don't know if I can show, just a bit of this. Yeah, something like that. Something that says water. So I hope you enjoyed that. Let's go into it and have a look. I'll show you the windmill. You saw how simply that was. I didn't make a rod for my own back by trying to overcomplicate it. The sky I quite like. I've put all that thick paint across there over the brushwork. There's not much I really want to do with that. It's the landscape. That's that difficult area to try to show reeds without painting every single one. It's sort of shorthand, my shorthand. I put enough in there to suggest there being a lot of reeds and grasses and stuff. There we are. I'll just bring you out of that. Oops, sorry. I'll never get this right. And I'll leave you with it for a few seconds. We'll call that a windmill in a landscape, or something naff like that. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Goodbye.